fans always bring the energy, but especially after a win against OKC last night, from fans who scream in excitement to those that maybe cry after a loss. Being a fan means you live and breathe everything for your team. I know you've seen it in your own house, screaming crazy at your television. The big question is, why do we invest so much energy into being a fan? IU professor of psychological and brain sciences, Ed Hurt, joins us now to talk about the psychology of fandom. And we want to say good morning, first of all, there in Bloomington. This is such a neat kind of concept, but so many of us can relate. But what is it, Ed, that goes into our brain when, like, the Pacers win, for example, that makes our whole day or week, or vice versa if we lose?
Well, I think one of the things that we know is that, a big part of who we are is the groups that we belong to and the things that we connect ourselves to. So many of us feel a lot of, strong kind of bonds to others who share things in common with us, whether it's our ethnicity, whether it's our religion, whether it's our community. And certainly our fanship is a big part of who we define ourselves to be and a big part of how we identify ourselves. So being a fan of the Pacers, it's a pretty great day right
It
now.
is. And Ed, doing some of the research, I know that you've looked at some of this stuff. I was thinking that maybe too, when we do get happy, for example, with the win, I'm guessing that there are some things that maybe our body even produces. I mean, I was figuring that maybe you'd tell me about some oxytocin or oxy something. I don't know. A lot of researchers talk about, kind of those happy hormones or whatever they are. Does that happen, or is this just something different?
No, absolutely. That's the same kind of effects that happen in those other situations where something good happens to us and engage those kind of things. We think of, runner's highs or other kinds of things like that, that we know that the endocrine system does kick into gear when good things happen to us and they're feeling good. But I think the other thing that's just a big part of this and that we've studied a lot is just the idea that a big part of who we are is connected with our team. So when the team wins, it's like a personal victory for us, and we feel good about ourselves and feel like we can accomplish things
Yes.
as great as the team on the court.
We feel like we are the winners. What makes fans, do you think, feel that loyalty to their team and cheer them on and have hope even when, for example, I know you are in Bloomington, you are an IU, professor, you know what it was like for years to be an IU football fan. To still come
Yeah, I
back
think
year after year and still be loyal.
that I think that is a big part of the true identity of a fan. I think many of us think of fanship as a fair weather thing, right? Where you get on the board when the teams are good, but we disappear and put bags over our heads or whatever when the team is bad. But true fans really believe that a badge of honor is your loyalty and to stick with the team, wins or losses. And while it's painful to suffer through those painful losses and stuff, you feel a real sense of accomplishment and that you've earned the right to really relish in the team's success when those things happen.
And you say that history of the Pacers organization makes them being in the NBA Finals interesting and even adding to the fan excitement. Why?
I think one of the things was really interesting in the broadcast was them pointing out that this was the first finals home game in 25 years that, had been since 2000, and pointing to all those legends of the Pacers that are there in the audience from, Oscar Robertson days to Reggie to some of the newer players, Lance Stevenson's and, Meta World Peace and some of the other people that they were showing in the fanship. It's just that connection that we have of the history of the franchise and the feeling like this is a moment for this franchise to really define itself and to really reach that pinnacle of having that NBA championship that no one will ever be able to take away, and really putting us, ascending us to those top franchises in the NBA. So this is a moment, and we want to all be a part of it. And that connection we have to the past and to the whole history of the team is something really to treasure.
Well, you're a professor of psychological and brain science. Can you see into the future? Can you tell us if we're
Yeah,
going
I
to
mean,
win for sure or not?
oh, the one thing that you have to realize is even though Oklahoma City had the best record in the year, in the season this year and stuff, having a team that you never feel like they're completely down, it's got to be something that's worrisome. So that's
Yeah,
one thing I think the Pacers really have in their arsenal
yeah.
here, is that they've come back so many times that you can never feel safe, and that's I think that bodes very well.
All right, Ed. Hey, it's been great talking to you. Enjoy your day in Bloomington there. We appreciate your time. Fun conversation. Go
Thank you very much, and
Pacers.
go
For sure.
Pacers.
Yes. 9:18 right now. Jim?
Great. And, we're still considered the underdog. So let's just keep that underdog mentality going. Again, a lot of people weren't actually the experts, weren't picking, again, last night for the Pacers to win. And here we are, 2-1. So let's keep going.